Hi there. My name is Janet Gourand, and I'm the founder of Triumph Sober. I'm delighted, really delighted to welcome you to this webinar, which is called How to Quit Drinking and Start Living. As somebody who quit drinking almost a decade ago, I can vouch for that title. It's really true. Full disclosure, this isn't a live webinar. We do plenty of live webinars, but we've had so many messages from people that can't make it because of their time zones. It's either the middle of the night or they're at work. It just isn't working for them and they really want to join us. So we thought, let's create an on-demand webinar and make it more accessible for more people. Even though it's not live, we are very available. You can just shoot me an email, janet@𝐿𝐵𝐾𝐨.com. You can go to our website, 𝐿𝐵𝐾𝐨.com, and you'll find that little WhatsApp icon all over the place. If you just click on that, you'll come directly through to my phone and we can have a nice chat. The webinar will probably last about 35 minutes. So please just give me your undivided attention for that short period, because this information is life-changing. I've been running Tribe Sober for nearly 10 years now, and I've seen so many of our members change their lives in the most beautiful way. So I promise you, give us your attention and you're going to be starting on an incredible journey. So let's get to it without further ado. And here we go. How to quit drinking and start living. By the end of this webinar, you're going to understand why you've struggled to change your drinking habits in the past. And I'm guessing that you have had a go at changing, either cutting down or quitting completely. Many of us try and fail so many times until we get to the place where things really do start to change for us. So we're going to help you to understand why that hasn't worked for you in the past. And then we're going to give you 3 steps that you need to take to make your alcohol-free lifestyle a permanent one and a beautiful one as well. At Tribe Sober, we're not just about quitting drinking, we're about how to thrive in your alcohol-free life. This webinar's for you if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, or if you feel like you just can't do this anymore. I certainly got to that stage. If you know that you're done with alcohol, maybe it's not even doing its job anymore, it's not making you feel good. If you know that you're done with alcohol, but you just don't have any idea how to make the change, so you're stuck. If you've tried and failed to quit many times. And if you really want to finally crack the sobriety code, then close your emails, close your 25 browser tabs, close your office door, ask your kids not to kill each other for just the next 45 minutes. Let me give you a little intro. I went from social drinking to self-medicating my stress to total dependency. I spent 10 years trying and failing to moderate. The whole of my 50s was a very difficult decade for me because I was on and off the wagon and it was miserable. I felt like a failure and I thought, I'm never going to get the hang of this. So I drank for 40 years and now I'm more than 9 years sober. But my 10 years is on May the 23rd next year. So that's pretty exciting. And that's why we're setting up a 7-day sober retreat in Bali in October next year to celebrate. So just a little trailer for Bali there. You can find out more on our website. I'm a qualified recovery coach and a training and development professional. My 3 wake-up calls. I'm not going to take you through my entire drinking story because I'm quite old and it'll take far too long. If you are interested in all the gory details, then just listen to episode 1 of the Tribe Sober podcast, and it's all on there. I like to split my drinking story into 3 wake-up calls, 2 of which I ignored and 1 which I finally listened to. At the age of 25, I was hosting a party with my flatmates and I got completely blackout drunk. And in my wisdom, I decided I was going to have a bath at 2 a.m. in the morning. I locked the bathroom door and I promptly passed out. And if it wasn't for one of my kind flatmates who'd noticed what a state I was in, hammering on the door and not getting any response, I would have drowned in that bath. So she dialed 999, the emergency services came, the firemen knocked the door down, and they had to resuscitate me. So what a ridiculous drama. When I look back and think about that now, it makes me feel quite ill, the kind of risks I used to take when I was younger because of the alcohol. What happened after that drama? Nothing much. I certainly didn't change anything, even though at the hospital, I was overnight at the hospital. They sent me a shrink who'd asked me why I tried to kill myself. So I said, I hadn't. I was just having fun. So I didn't think it was a problem. My flatmates, in fact, they just laughed and it became one of those stories. Did you hear about Janet and her bath? What a nutter. Just moved on. Nothing to see here. Let's move on. I carried on as a pretty functional alcoholic for the next number of years. I got married to a heavy drinker. We both had very good jobs. We were functioning alcoholics, but we managed to keep the show on the road. My next wake-up call was at the age of 55 when I got breast cancer. Again, pretty much in denial because I didn't know about the very strong link between heavy drinking and breast cancer. In fact, I felt rather sorry for myself, saying I'm going to die anyway, so I might as well have a few drinks to ease the path. So that was at me at 55. And then at the age of 63, I finally got it. I went away for a weekend here in South Africa. We had a beautiful house. There were about 10 of us, very boozy weekend. And I got completely blackout drunk again. But this time I had a walking, talking blackout. I woke up Sunday morning with absolutely no recall of what had happened on the Saturday for most of the day, frankly. On the Sunday morning, we were all having breakfast. I said in a bright voice, let's walk to the next village. There's a fabulous house that we can hire next time. Maybe let's go and have a look at it. The guys there said, Janet, we did that yesterday and you were with us and you were walking and you were talking and you seemed fine. And I had absolutely no recall of that entire afternoon. By that time, in my 60s, and thinking, not only am I damaging my body here, the breast cancer proved that, but now I'm damaging my brain. And indeed, a doctor told me recently that those walking, talking blackouts, and in fact, any kind of it's a sign of brain damage. So you really need to make a change. So at 63, I finally got it. I trotted along to AA because I didn't know what else to do. I thought that's where you went if you had a drink problem, but I hated it and I found it very gloomy and depressing. I actually did my own thing. I treated it like a research project. I educated myself. I built the toolkits. I found some people like me rather than the people at AA who seemed to be even worse than I was. They were drinking in the morning and they'd lost everything, some of them. I wasn't there yet. I was probably on the way there, but I wasn't there yet. I educated myself, built my toolkit, found my people, but most importantly, I found my passion. So you can't just give up drinking and then sit there and carry on exactly the same as before, because you'll find there's a big hole in your life and it just won't work anymore. So if your life's anything like mine was, it was built on drinking, all the socializing, everything was around drinking. So I found my passion, and with a training and development and coaching background, I was able to start Tribe Sober, design workshops and do coaching and build a membership. And that's been my passion for the last 10 years. Finding my people, I just couldn't find anything here in South Africa, just AA. So I went back to London and I found a workshop, just a 1-day workshop. It was run by a nurse and she told us all the health dangers of alcohol, which frightened me to death because I had no idea just how bad it was, how harmful it was. And then she gave us a few tools for behavior change. But most importantly, the other people there were like me, people like me. They were ladies with good jobs, nice families. They were knocking back a bottle of wine every night, and they knew it wasn't sustainable as they got older. So we all chatted a lot during that day. We shared our stories, we swapped our numbers, and we had a little WhatsApp group. I came back to South Africa, connecting every day with them, and that did it for me. When I was about 6 months sober, I felt a bit miserable, to be honest, because I thought, oh, God, I've got so much time on my hands and life's a bit boring now, and my drinking buddies don't want to know. So, what am I going to do with myself? And I just had this idea that I would start a little workshop for people that wanted to do what I'd done, and I would share some tips and tricks with them. So I did that. I started with a workshop in Cape Town, and it was very popular and got loads of people asking for more. And then I did one in Joburg, and then I did one in London with Claire Pooley, actually. So that was brilliant. And what happened then is people that came to the workshops, they said, we want to stay connected with you and also the other people on this workshop. So how can you make that happen? I wrapped my brains, and then I decided to design a membership. So that's how everybody has stayed connected, and our membership's been thriving now for about 7 or 8 years. In those early days, I did lots of media because people were quite intrigued here in South Africa about this strange foreign woman that was telling everyone that they shouldn't be drinking. So I did lots of radio, TV, etc. And we had a fundraiser, which we still do, which is beautiful. So I used to go around talking about that. We had coffee meetups for our members. And then in 2020, I started a podcast. So there's a weekly Tribe Sober podcast that you can access via Apple and Spotify. And there are 245 episodes on that. So I still do one every week. The one thing that literally changed my entire life was when I found my people at that 1-day workshop in London. I love this quote by C.S. Lewis. Friendship is born in the moment that one person looks at another and says, "You too? I thought I was the only one." I love that. And that's what happens at all our workshops or masterclasses all the time. Because your family tribe won't really understand you, probably. They'll say, oh, just drink a bit less. That's what mine used to do. And your drinking buddy tribe will think you're boring, but Tribe Sober will understand you. So are you ready to find your people? Because I'm telling you, that is the key. You've probably been to lots of webinars and you know the setup. You get lots of free, valuable content, and then at the end, you hear the offer. I thought we'd get a bit radical today, and I'm just going to tell you what the offer is so that you know what's coming at the end. Because I've been to webinars and I've been quite interested, sitting there listening for an hour sometimes. And then at the end, they talk about an offer that's going to cost $5,000. And I think, oh God, why did I waste my time? I want you to know that's not going to happen to you today. The offer is Tribe Sober annual membership plus a bonus. So you can go right now to tribesober.com and hit join our tribe, and you will see the price of the membership in your country. It'll be in your own currency. If you are in a hurry to get started, then go to tribesober.com, go to the membership page, put in the code webinar in annual membership, and you'll get a 20% discount. So that's a year of support for your year of transformation. And the bonus is a fabulous bonus. You can look up the value of this bonus, because if you go to Masterclass and you can see the value of that bonus, we're giving it to you absolutely free. It's just such a brilliant combination, and it'll give you a flying start to what will be your year of transformation. If you want the bonus, then stay until the end of the webinar. So alcohol is a trap, and it's also a thief. And look at all the things that it steals from you. It messes with your sleep. It ruins your looks. Health is hectic, especially as we get older. 60 diseases, 7 types of cancer. It takes your time, it takes your money, it takes your peace of mind because you're always thinking about it. And it takes your energy and your motivation. Because if you're a daily drinker, you probably wake up some mornings and you think, oh, I feel terrible, I'm not going to drink tonight. And then by 5 o'clock, of course, you're feeling quite perky again. So you think, I'll have a cheeky glass of wine, which turns into 3, and there you go again. So it traps you in a kind of Groundhog Day. There was a survey done by a recovery community called The Tempest, and they asked hundreds of people in recovery, they asked this question: how long were you worried about your drinking before you reached out for help? They looked at all the answers, took an average, and it was 11 years. And I thought that was crazy when I first heard it. But then I reflected and realized that the whole of my 50s, I was worrying and trying and failing. My question to you is, how long have you been trying to cut down or quit drinking? And why do people get stuck? They get stuck because they think it's about willpower. They think they're not that bad, and they try to do it alone. And they have no idea how to quit. Those are the classic mistakes that people make. Are you caught in an inner struggle? Do you have conversations with yourself? I used to all the time. It was, oh, I'm drinking a bit much. I've got to stop drinking. And then my subconscious would chip in and say, you'll lose all your friends. How are you going to relax? How are you going to deal with stress? So I would have this constant dialogue. If you're having dialogue like that some days, then it means that your subconscious is running the show, because you've been so conditioned by society, by the marketing of alcohol, that your subconscious has absorbed all that and it's running the show. It's leading your behavior. So we want you to end this struggle. And here's our 3 steps that I promised you. The first step is your mindset. You've got to tackle that subconscious of yours. Our brains have got hijacked over the years. The trillions and trillions of dollars that the liquor industry spend on marketing is mind-boggling. Every time we switch a movie on or watch a series on TV, the wine or the whiskey usually comes out within the first 5 minutes. And then we've got the peer pressure, haven't we? If you've ever tried to take a break from alcohol or quit, you'll be very familiar with your friends and family chipping in. Why are you doing that? You're okay. You don't drink too much. You just drink like I do. Nothing wrong with a bottle of wine a night. Whereas, in fact, the low risk limits are a bottle and a half of wine a week. So we need to end the struggle. So step 1 is just to recognize this. And once you start recognizing the marketing, it loses its power. I play a game now whenever I watch a movie, and I look at my watch and I think, okay, how long? And sometimes it's 30 seconds. Sometimes it's as long as 5 minutes, but the booze always comes out. That's the normalization of alcohol. How do you change all that? You have to educate yourself. You have to get the facts. Treat this as a research project. Treat it as a job. If you've got a job, you've got another job now. Just get all the information you can. You can start by listening to our 245 podcasts. Read all the quick look books. There's some fantastic books out there. We can send you a book list, but do your research. You're doing a PhD now. That's the way to change everything. Because the more we learn about alcohol, the less we want to put it in our bodies. It's as simple as that. And then you have to do the work. You have to uncouple alcohol from activities. Here in South Africa, the number of ladies that have said to me, how am I going to enjoy the sunset without my glass of wine? I've gradually trained them to realize that the sun will still set even if you're holding a glass of alcohol-free wine. And just start seeing through the marketing bullshit, because we've been manipulated, we've been played, especially us women. The wine industry has targeted women ruthlessly for more than 25 years, so that we all think that drinking wine is something glamorous. Again, how to change your mindset. Try a bit of reframing. That is so powerful. We say to people, you don't have a drinking problem. You've got an opportunity for personal growth here. It's an amazing adventure when you stop drinking. And I agree, 3 months, the first 3 months are pretty awful. But then the magic starts happening. It becomes normal. You get energy back. You feel good again. You're interested in other things apart from sitting, drinking with your friends. It's an amazing journey. I can't recommend it highly enough. And you're going to gain so much more than you'll lose. That's why we don't want to give up alcohol, because we think, oh, we're going to lose so much. But we just lose the bad things. I lost my hangovers, my blackouts, my excess weight, my exhaustion. They were all negatives that I lost, and I gained a whole new life. This is what you'll lose. Hangovers, anxiety, self-loathing, regret, excess weight, and poor quality sleep. The sleep is a big one. When I turned 60, I thought, oh, I'm exhausted, but that's what it must be like being old. Now I'm 73 and I'm full of beans. When you quit drinking, you will start to sleep properly again. You will have 7 cycles of REM sleep instead of just about 1 or 2, which is what the drinkers get. And here's all the things that you're going to gain. Better health, more energy, less anxiety, a sense of peace. Oh, there is such a peace when you don't have all this chatter in your head anymore. And you'll get so much more time and money. So that was step 1, change your mindset. Step 2, emotions. Remember, emotions drive our behavior. Alcohol rewires our brain. It has a huge effect on our brain. But the good news is that your brain will recover if you stop drinking and start doing lots of healthy stuff. So recognize that this is an opportunity and get curious and get excited about this. I was terribly depressed when I realized I'd have to stop drinking. But when I look back, I think, wow, I should have been excited rather than depressed, because it's turned out to be such a blessing. Feel all the feelings. When we're drinking, we numb out our feelings, but it's important that we feel the feelings, all of them, good and bad. Those of us that have quit drinking, we get a lot of confidence, really, and courage, because we think, wow, if I can do that really hard thing that most of the population won't even consider doing, I can do pretty much anything. And it's true, your brain gets wired to do hard things. So you should carry on doing hard things, carry on exploring. We say sobriety is a superpower, and it really is. A lot of us drank because we didn't want to feel uncomfortable feelings. If I was feeling a bit down, I'd think, oh, I just need a nice glass of bubbly and then I'll be fine again. Remember, discomfort is the currency of growth. All you need to do is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you feel anxious or depressed, think, okay, this is how I'm feeling now. It will pass. Good feelings pass, bad feelings pass. You don't have to drink poison to numb them. We're meant to feel all the feelings as human beings. It's part of the human condition. Just to give you a heads up that we have seen in our years of experience that it takes most people a year to go through recovery. The first 3 months, as I mentioned before, are really tough. And then it starts getting easier and easier. But it's never linear. It's up and it's down and it's all over the place. But you just need to keep going. And that's why you need a community, because you need to say things like, oh, I'm 6 months sober, but I'm feeling really down, don't know what to do, and thinking about having a drink. And then everybody will pile in and they'll say, you don't need a drink, you need a project, and let's meet for coffee and let's get on the phone and Zoom call and talk this through. That's why you need a community to get through this, because you will get through it. Step 3, find your people. You need a safe and judgment-free space, and you need positive role models. The great thing about Tribe Sober is that we're all at different stages of the journey. We've got brand new people, got people 3 months sober, 6 months sober, 1 year sober, nearly 10 years sober, 7 years sober. We get many members, of course, that join Tribe Sober, get sober, and then they say thank you very much and goodbye, and we're thrilled for them. But we get lots of other people that have fallen in love with the community, and we feel like a family now because we've got people from all over the world. And those people stick around and they want to support the new people that come in. And you see them saying things like, oh, when that happened to me, this is what I did. And that is so valuable. And you'll also, of course, get accountability. We give you trackers. We put you in little groups, depending how many months of sobriety you've got, along with cheerleaders, of course, to keep you focused. You need a new tribe for this journey. Community connects. It's the opposite of addiction. I don't know if you've seen this fabulous TED talk by 𝐬𝐿, but he takes you through a scientific experiment which proves that connection is the opposite of addiction. Community allows us to experience the power of vulnerability. I love the recovery community because there's no bullshit. We all express ourselves. We all tell the truth. We don't pretend. And it's so refreshing. We connect people on the same path, people that understand each other. Susanna from US.
If you've been wanting to quit drinking for, like me, many years, 2 decades, in fact, and you have no sobriety or appearance of sobriety, and you want that permanent change of perspective, belief, this might be the place for you. It sure was for me.
And Ellen from Switzerland.
Hi, my name's Ilan. I'm 55 years old, and I decided to quit drinking just over 6 months ago. I came across this lady who struck a chord called Janet Goran. She had set up a group called Tribe Sober. It was a global community with people on there who have been sober for many years and for many minutes and everything in between. So I immediately went onto her website and signed up and have not regretted it. Every single day I tap into the WhatsApp messages. It's such a nice feeling. And by literally 6 months later, I feel like I know these women. We have a Zoom cafe on Saturday where we all check in. So I couldn't recommend Tribe Sober more to fill in that huge gap, which is community, support, help, love, tips, you name it. So get on, go and do it. Don't even hesitate for one moment. And good luck to you in your sober journey.
That was our amazing Ellen, who hosted 12 of us, 12 members at our house in France last September. Our members really get close, and we certainly meet up physically now and again. Community can be fun. We've even got our very own cartoonist, Sarah, and she's got a lovely one here of how we wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing those quizzes. Am I an alcoholic? And then it says, oh, if you don't drink in the morning, you're fine. So you carry on drinking. Usual thing. Sarah says, before I jumped in and joined Tribe Sober, I wasn't sure it would suit a cautious introvert like me. But to my great surprise, I was doing all over the groups, connecting and enjoying the chats, sharing information and ideas. I had no idea what I was missing. Now I'm 2 years sober and forever grateful. Sarah, we're forever grateful for your fabulous cartoons. We've got a whole collection of them. They're awesome. So are we your community? This is the question, isn't it? We are 400 members and we're from all over the world. If you do become a member, you'll get personal attention to stay on track, because we actually cap our membership at 400 because we don't want to be huge. Some sobriety groups have thousands of members, but we want to get to know our members and give them a fantastic service and help them to stay on track. You won't get overwhelmed either, because we guide you all the way. And of course, we have lots of community meetings. We've got our WhatsApp groups all over the world and for different stages of your sobriety. And then we have 3 Zoom meetups every single week. So let us help you build a beautiful alcohol-free lifestyle. Because as I keep saying, it's not just about quitting, it's about building something new. Let me talk a little bit about the membership. Tribe membership is simply a journey. It's going to take you from, we call this the moderation swamp, and we keep trying to moderate and failing. Take you from the hangovers. It's going to take you to the sunlit fields and beaches of sobriety. I'd like you to focus on the destination. I booked a holiday recently in Mozambique and I found this destination and I looked at all the pictures and I read about the resort and what was going on there. And I thought, I really want to go to this place. So I focused on it, booked it, paid for it. And then the day dawned. And of course, I had to do the journey then. And I had to get up really early, get myself to the airport, wait for the first plane, and then go to Joburg and change and wait for the next plane. And then when I actually got to the mainland, Mozambique, then I had to get myself off to this island. It was a very long and exhausting journey, but I didn't think about that when I booked it because all I wanted was my destination. And of course, once I'd got to my destination, I was thrilled. I don't want you to focus on the journey because we're here. We can help you with that journey. We've traveled that journey. Your destination is, of course, a happier and healthier lifestyle. You're going to look better, you're going to feel better and have better relationships. You'll have more energy, more motivation to find your purpose. Quick look at what membership includes. You've got your community, you've got accountability, and you've got knowledge. Those are the 3 pillars of Tribe Sober membership. Of course, you can go to 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐶.com, click on membership page, and you'll have all the detail there. So what are your 2 choices now after watching this webinar? You can do nothing. Of course you can. You can stay in that struggle place, maybe another 11 years. Your life is going to stay the same, but you can guarantee that the drinking will get worse. And that's if you're lucky, your life will stay the same. I thought I was doing fine until I got breast cancer. So my life didn't stay the same at all. So you can either do nothing or you can enter our safe space of transformation. I used to describe Tribe Sober as a membership, but I've seen so many people transform their lives that I now call us a space of transformation because that is what we are. So come and begin your life-changing journey with us and become the person that you were meant to be. It's going to be hard. Those first 3 months are hard. It'll be a period of adjustment. It's going to be hard for a few months, but you need to be curious, listen and learn, be excited, and we'll get you through. We are there for you every single day, 7 days a week. It will be so much harder to keep drinking. You'll become more and more dependent, more isolated, more anxious, and you'll be putting your health at risk. It's a choice. It's a choice. Please make the right one. Wouldn't it be worth it just to be alcohol-free without feeling deprived? Because we don't want you to be sober and miserable. That's a bit pointless. We want you to be alcohol-free and thriving and loving your life. Wouldn't it be worth it to break free from the guilt, the blame, and the shame cycle? To end the struggle and begin to love yourself again? Because there's so much shame, especially for us ladies, in drinking. Once you quit the stuff, you start feeling proud of yourself because you've done that, and you start to love yourself again. You'll wake up full of energy and joy. So tribe membership's for you if you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. If you feel like you can't do this anymore. If you know you're done with alcohol but have no idea how to make a change. If you've tried and failed to quit many times, this one is for you. So let's look at the offer now. You're going to get 20% discount on Tribe Sober annual membership, and you're going to get a bonus. And the bonus is our free masterclass, which will give you a flying start to this fantastic journey. You can look up the masterclass, the price of it in your country, and you'll realize it's a very generous bonus along with your 20% discount. So these two products together give you a really powerful support, and you can make this your year of transformation. Another word about the bonus, it's going to change your thinking about drinking. In that masterclass, we smash all your limiting beliefs. We enable you to build a sobriety toolkit. We've got 15 tried and tested tools in there. It's a series of short videos. I think they're about 20 minutes each, and you get a workbook, and it's 3 hours of self-study, which of course you can tackle over your first 3 months, which is the difficult bit. Those combined, the membership and the bonus, will just give you such a flying start to your year of transformation. So we're saying invest in yourself. Take this massive action, which will change your life. 20% discount annual membership bonus masterclass with this webinar. This isn't something we're offering to everybody that goes onto the website. We're going to give you just a 10-minute window to sign up because we want you to act now. And we're not doing that because we're doing a hard sell. That isn't our style, as you'll find out if you join us. But what we do want is for you not to procrastinate. Just go for it. So many of us have been stuck in our drinking for so many years. And our members, we all say now, oh, if only I'd done this years ago. We have a secret landing page just for people that have watched the webinar and got this far. Well done. What you need to do is to go to this landing page, which is called jointribesober.com, and you'll have 10 minutes to sign up. You'll find a timer there. So I'm going to leave you with this page. You have a 10-minute countdown starting from the moment that you log on to jointribesober.com. It's our secret page. We want you to grab this life-changing offer because it's going to go away in just 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave that up for a few minutes. Jointribesober.com. And I look forward to welcome you into our fabulous community.